Hey Money Guy family, it's your host Brian Preston with Mr. Bo Hansen here with another segment of Ask the Money Guy.
That's right, you guys have financial questions, we've got financial answers. Go out to your favorite social media, use the hashtag AskTheMoneyGuy, and we will answer your questions.
It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
This is actually a very timely one because we got a bunch of emails over the weekend of folks saying, hey, there's been some stuff going down with this company. What do you guys think? What's the Money Guy take? What's going on with Tesla right now?
Well, first, let me go on the record and disclose I am a personal shareholder of Tesla. I feel like that's important so everybody can know that. The thing is, and everybody knows, I mean, obviously we're riding in a Tesla Model 3, so there's some personal interest in this. And I want to tell you, here's the thing we want to do. I want to catch everybody up on what's happened. But then I want to talk about what the impact of this is for Tesla, the stock, and then also tell you how you apply this to your own personal finances. So the big thing, let's catch everybody up. So the first thing, August 1st, this has been a crazy 2 months. August 1st, Tesla's trading right around $300 a share. Right. And they close the market, and then Elon comes out and he says, guys, from this point forward, we think we're going to be profitable, cash flow positive, looking forward
every quarter.
Every quarter from this point forward. I'm paraphrasing, not quoting it. So the market the next morning wakes up and cheers and goes, oh my goodness, this is great. So the stock shoots up on August 2nd to around $350 a share.
It's a 16% stock increase in one day.
That's a pretty big deal. So then fast forward to August 7th, Elon, I have no idea what he's got going on, but he decides this is a good time to announce to everybody, been considering, I think his quote, this was his tweet, was, am considering taking Tesla private, $420 a share, which a lot of people were very suspect of. Why 420? That seems more to come on that in a second. And then here's the key part that got Elon in trouble. This is the very expensive two words: funding secured. This was so everybody, of course, on August 7th. 420, we're at 350, so it spikes up to around $380 a share. So everybody's all excited.
Another 8.5% increase in roughly 3 trading days or so.
So that's big news. And then we fast forward exactly a month. September 7th, I believe, is
that's
the date.
Right.
And then over the weekend, because September 7th, I believe, is a Monday. Over the weekend, we have the announcement several key Tesla executives are leaving, including the chief accounting officer.
Right.
And then this is what gives a little bit of that 420 somewhere. That
he decided to go be on a podcast.
Elon goes on Joe Rogan's podcast, very popular podcast, and it's also recorded. There's a video feed of it as well. Elon thinks it would be a decent idea for him to partake in some marijuana with Joe Rogan. Now, I know in California where they were, it's legal,
right?
But as the CEO of a public company or chairman of a public company, probably not the greatest idea. So the stock got crushed.
That's
it
right.
went down to 260.
263. It was a 31% drop in that 1 month time period from August 7th to September 7th.
Then you fast forward to September 27th. Well, between that period all the way up to September 27th, the stock claws itself back to about $307 a share.
That's right.
Because everybody's like, wow, they've made it through a lot of these production hell, as Elon called it. Their numbers are going up on how many Model 3s they're creating. So it's things are looking good. And then it was right after that, the big bad government announced, guess what? We've had time to process it. We believe that that tweet that Elon made on August 7th, we're going to go after him. We're going to go after Elon, and we're going to seek to have him barred from serving in leadership as an executive for any public company.
And we're going to make him pay any ill-gotten gains and penalties.
As you can imagine, guys, that was devastating. Yep. I mean, the stock got crushed, I believe, around 14%.
It went from
exactly 307 down to 260
265,
something.
right around there.
So that's devastating. And plus, we all knew that there was supposedly negotiations going on. It seemed like Tesla and SEC were not going to get this figured out, and we're actually going to go to court, which is going to be a prolonged, nothing in government happens fast. So then, this is how fast things develop. Over the weekend, we get news that Elon and the SEC and Tesla all come to an agreement. Happy days in the fact that Elon is not he's got to resign as the chairman, a position he's held for the last 15 years. For at least 3 years, he's going to step aside as the chairman of Tesla.
Right.
But he will continue to operate as the CEO. So in other words, his vision will continue to be implemented, which is a good thing. They're also going to add 2 new independent board positions.
Okay.
They're also going to now have to add some checks and balances on Elon's communication. So they will have a process and procedures.
A Twitter gatekeeper, essentially.
Let's just say a gatekeeper. And I think that's an important thing because I think Elon is a genius. He has great vision, but he doesn't process the world as the way we all do, so it probably doesn't hurt that he has somebody that's going to make sure that he's not saying things like funding secured out there. So I want to kind of pivot and talk about what does this mean for Tesla stock. I want to put some perspective. If you want to know how valuable Elon Musk is to Tesla, and if you watch our episode, we did another Ask the Money Guy episode where we talked about individual stocks, and one of the things that makes some individual stocks so successful is they have a key visionary that's there. Elon, when the stock was announced that the SEC was coming after, a 14% drop. The morning after, the Monday morning that it was announced that he's back, that he's going to be able to implement his vision, the stock went up approximately 15%. So definitely Elon Musk is valuable in the eyes of Tesla shareholders in the market. If you want to know what this means from a dollar standpoint of outstanding shares of Tesla, there's approximately a little over 170 million shares of Tesla stock outstanding. So if you take $20 million, that's Tesla, not Elon's impact, because Elon's going to pay $20 million, Tesla's going to pay $20 million. The Tesla portion is approximately 12 cents.
So for Tesla to overcome this fine that they have to pay, the stock needs to go up by 12 cents.
So if it went from the 260s to over 300, I would say that means that the market views this favorably. Yeah. This car we're riding in is a Model 3. Model 3s are priced somewhere in the mid 50 range, right under 60,000. So you'd have to build approximately 350 Tesla Model 3s to cover Tesla's portion of the fine. So that's the nuts and bolts. But let's talk about what does this mean for your own personal finances. Is there some key takeaways that we can actually learn from this? I'll tell you the big thing, I think, is that you have to realize individual stocks are crazy volatile.
Well, there's an emotional roller coaster that you ride. I mean, you heard some of those numbers: up 15%, down 14%, down 31%, up 15%. It is very difficult, even if what you hold is a small portion of your portfolio, to not be someone who falls prey to those swings. It's just like we talk about it all the time, Brian. Since you do own some Tesla shares, it's a stock that you may probably watch more closely than others. And you kind of are aware of what the headlines are that are going on. Now, you understand investing and you understand long-term economics, but still, for folks who have a lot of their wealth concentrated in one company, whatever that headline is on any given day can drive your emotions and can even affect how you make your financial decisions. It's not the place you want to be if you're going to be a sound financial decision maker.
A lot of risk, a lot of volatility in individual stocks. Second thing that I think you could apply to your own personal life: pay attention to what's going on your social media. I mean, this is one of those things, I got to tell you, we interview people for jobs, and one of the first things we do, and I know everybody else out there who's hiring people does this practice, you go see what their social media footprint looks like. I got to tell you, we've had candidates that we have disqualified based upon some things they had. I mean, there have been some, if you look like you're a wild party animal on social media, probably not ideal for a dated 9-to-5 type job that you're nervous. So pay attention to what's going on in social media. And then, Bo, here's the biggest one. I get worried. You've already talked about this volatility, the stock price going up. I have so many people that get this order of operations of what's going on in your financial life completely out of sync. They're looking at companies like Tesla,
Amazon,
and this is what they're buying as their foundation assets. Their first 5,000, 10,000, let's just say the first $100,000 of your investments, this probably is not where you should start.
That's exactly right. If you don't know where to start, we did a great show called The Order of Operations. Go out, check that show out. It's not hard, but you want to make sure that you get it done correctly so you set yourself up for long-term financial success.
Have a foundation, have a plan of action to where your investments, your goals for financial planning, whether it's retirement date, your risk level, all these things, your age, they all should be coordinated. They shouldn't be doing one thing in the left hand and the right hand is completely independent. All these things, so have a good foundation, for your finances. Now, last thing, the thing is, I am a personal shareholder of Tesla, but realize that these are shares that were not bought as a part of my retirement plan or my financial independence plan. I have already gone way up the financial planning pyramid, checked off those order of operations. Now I'm definitely in that area of speculative investing or, buying into things or causes that I find powerful to me. So I just tell you that because I don't want you to go, hypocrite, he has individual stocks. But yes, after going through the order of operations, so make sure you check those boxes so that you don't fall into that trap of trying to get into this crazy buying into individual stocks and building your portfolio off of that.
If you like this, if you like what we're doing, if you have a question you'd like to hear our take on and get some feedback from us, go out to your favorite social, use the hashtag #AskTheMoneyGuy. We'll grab it and we will answer your questions right here in the Tesla.
Thanks, guys. I'm your host, Brian Preston. Mr. Bo Hansen. We'll be back with another segment of Ask the Money Guy, so make sure you follow up with us very soon.